Hey Yanki, I got you a game.
What's this?
Well, I thought you might like to play something new. Besides, the guys that guy with the glasses said that if you wanted to, you could do a video game review on my dime. So, there you go.
Well, they said I could do a review?
Yeah, enjoy.
That's alright. An American game? Are you kidding me?
Look, I was just thinking that since I do video games that never came out to America, maybe you could do games that did come out to America. And watch that language.
I can curse if I want to. My show, my rules, fanboy. So how do I start?
How about a theme song?
Oh, yeah.
立ち上がれ死んでも譲れないものがある振り向くな後ろに道はない突き進めいざ行こう信じたこの道をどこまでもいざ行こうこの命ある限り
Alright, so anyways, this game is Kenka Bancho. Hey, when did this game come out in the US? Alright, you guys are gonna like this game. Kenka Bancho is a series that started in Japan in 2005, and it was a pretty interesting concept. You play as a high school delinquent and try to gain lackeys and other bosses beneath you by engaging them in witty banter as well as determining dominance in a display of pugilism. Yeah, like that. It had some interesting concepts and some very interesting fighting styles, like having to stare down an opponent and say something clever before kicking his ass. A phrase quickly pops up onto the screen and then you had to repeat it. If you messed up, then your opponent would get the first hit in, making you look like a fool. It became pretty popular in Japan, like the game Bully was over here. I mean, it allowed people to become tough guys and just ditch their worries out the window. In 2007, it got a sequel, and then a new PSP game in 2008 made it a trilogy. That's why I'm surprised that it came out in the US and I didn't hear about it. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to find out about new games when somebody doesn't go outside!
There's a huge ball of flame out there!
That's the sun, jackass! So this game's really just an English translation of the Japanese PSP game. And they seem to have done a really good job on it. You play as a Yanki, who is... Oh yeah, I might as well tell you what a Yanki really is here. Okay. Well, Yanki are kind of like school delinquents, with an emphasis on schools. A Yanki can be a boy or a girl and are often troublemakers. Many younger Yankees tend to dress in school uniforms with their gakuran open and their hands in their pockets. Even though many drop out of school, the ones who stay in can often be very loyal to their alma mater, even defending their school gang's name against rival schools. Many guys will dye their hair and wear pompadours, and girls will dye their hair and are just as tough as the dudes, sometimes tougher. And being from Japan, there's a code of honor that American troublemakers here just don't have. Some join Bosuzoku and get flashy bikes or cars, and some Yankees even join the Yakuza after high school, but often they just continue on with their lives, and sometimes they even become salarymen. Or video game reviewers in America. It's basically just a way to rebel against the establishment and show how tough you are in the meantime. Okay, so back to the game. You play a Yanki who's going on vacation with his school to Kyoto. And talk about impeccable timing, because one school from each province in Japan is going to be sending kids to Kyoto too, the same week as you. Crazy! What's the odds? When starting the game, where you choose to be from changes what boss you fight at the very beginning. And then from there, you follow a storyline and actually have to think about where to go next and how to proceed, because you're determined to beat all 47 Bancho in 7 days. I hear your fat lips smacking together. Oh man! Oh god, that's a great line. Oh wait, I gotta write that down. I gotta remember that bad. Oh. And the time flies by. Before you know it, you're ready for lunch. And then the bus is leaving to go back to the hotel. So you have to collect the different itineraries from different schools and see who's gonna be where when by beating up their guys. This is what separates it from a regular fighting game and turns it more into a kind of a quest. When you start out, there's some specific areas where important events happen. These are time-based and happen on specific days and times. These areas will have circles of energy around them. You need to find these places as fast as you can while still getting in some punches with those punk-ass hicks who think that they're better than you, so you can level up and learn new techniques. But don't cause damage to areas around you, and don't do anything in front of the cops or they'll take you downtown and shave your head. Oh, you poor guy. Now, J-Dub and I are pretty picky when it comes to games that have been translated into English and brought overseas, but to tell you the truth, I really have no complaints about this game. It's pretty accurate how they translated the Japanese into English, and they kept the Japanese names of the characters, which I really like. Now, obviously, they had to change many of the wise-ass phrases to fit into an English-speaking audience, but that's a gimme. But some of them are really hilarious and fit the Japanese game in silliness. They even have some secret phrases that you can say if you can find them through trial and error. They did have to change the names of some of the objects. This, for example, is not what it says. It's a paint can and a mask. You know, to huff. So yeah, they changed,
Naughtier!
yeah, the naughtier parts. But they made it more American friendly, which is okay, you know? Don't huff! The controls are pretty good, and I learned them fairly quickly. I did have to figure out where my room was in the hotel and how to go up and down the stairs, but everything else was pretty smooth. The fighting system was very basic, and once you learn it, you can do combos almost right away. I liked how you could change your moves as you learned new techniques. That was cool. And sure, I carry a bat, but it's really dishonorable to use one in this game. But feel free to collect them. And there's lots of hidden secrets in this game too, so be sure to look out for pennants and presents too. Now there's a fourth game that came out in Japan in 2010, but really that's more his area.
And don't you forget it!
So you'll have to ask him if he'll want to review that game sometime. But this game, Badass Rumble, I really like this game, and I think you might too. The storyline's not the best, the graphics are pretty decent for the system, but it's the fighting style and those phrases that come up that will really make you want to play this game over and over. Can I end this now?
You gotta rate it!
Oh, come on! I don't want to rate it! Come on! 1 through 10 ratings are way overrated!
That's what all the cool websites are
Well,
doing.
the cool websites are wrong! Oh, crap. Alright, I rate this game, 8 out of 10 beatdowns. Can I end this now?
Yes!
Good.